Hello and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here. Today is Friday, and like every Friday, we have an interactive tarot on weekend messages, guidance for our weekend from Spirit. And the three decks that we have today are absolutely beautiful. So, no matter which one you choose, I'm sure it will deliver beautiful messages. Now, we have the pink fairy, the blue fairy, and the purple fairy. So, choose the deck intuitively, and then we will look at the main guidance for the weekend and what's advised for Saturday as well as for Sunday. All right. So let's get started. We begin by grounding, centering, and connecting with the breath. So roll those shoulders back if that feels appropriate to you. Gently move your neck from side to side, front to back. And now let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold and gently exhale. Exhaling through the mouth and elongating that exhale. Now, if you feel more relaxed, choose the deck or the fairy that calls you intuitively. Ready? And we begin with the pink fairy. All right. We move them a little bit, knock on them to wake them up, and then we set the intention. Please, we would like guidance for our weekend, the main message, and then guidance for Saturday and Sunday, and a prayer of protection in love and light for our greatest good. And so it is. All right. All right. We have the main guidance, Saturday, and now let's see what we get for Sunday. Perfect. All right. Let's begin. Main guidance. All right, who answers our call? And it is the Eight of Cups. All right, so here we have the energy of the Eight and also Cups emotions, right? The Eight of Cups in a traditional Rider Waite Smith is the figure that walks away from the cups, right? So the message of the Eight of Cups is one of maybe making a decision to step away from something. So when this card brings you advice for your weekend, is to it's asking you, um, what is something right now that you feel is best if you step away from, right? So as maybe you can answer this question right now, or maybe as the weekend progresses, right? Remember that your emotional health, well-being, and stability is extremely important. It's important for your overall health. It's important for even for manifestation, right? Because when we are calm, we are vibrating high, we attract different things. And for our overall health, because our emotional and mental health being regulated and being at peace with ourselves and the world is always better, and it brings more healing if we are dealing with any illnesses, any chronic issues, right? So the Eight of Cups brings you the reflection of what do I need to step away from in order to maintain that emotional balance, right? Emotional regulation and well being. So perhaps it's something that you can answer right now, or maybe something as the weekend progresses, right? Um, keep an eye out for things that bring, check in with your body, and you'll see things that bring either low vibrating emotions, that bring either sadness or fear or anger, right? And remember, the tarot spirit of the Eight of Cups advises you to step away from that. And one little important thing I want to say here. When I say that when you notice some vibration or some emotion that brings that vibration down, that is, it, when I say the tarot advises you to step away, it is not to invalidate it, right? It is to recognize that sometimes it's the moment to sit with that emotion, to understand it, right? And that is different from knowing that there are certain situations that trigger some emotions or that make us feel so uncomfortable that is important to step away from that, to create distance, right? So the Eight of Cups is telling you that it's not to invalidate you or not to sit with uncomfortable emotions. It is mostly situations or people that trigger an emotional reaction that is not the best for you this weekend. So remember, you may notice that, and the tarot advises you that it's best for your well being to step away from certain things. Now, another important thing I always try to remind you during my readings is that tarot is a tool. I don't use it as prediction. I use it as divination and coaching. And I'm going to explain divination because divination sometimes get mixed up with fortune telling and prediction. And divination at the core is a conversation with the divine, right? So, getting messages from spirit, from our spirit guides, from our guardian angels. When I say spirit, I encompass all of it, right? So, that is the way I work with divination. It is getting messages and advice, right? And then coaching, because it asks us those reflective questions. And the reason why I work with the tarot in this form is because it's important for you to understand that the future is fluid, right? So this empowers you. This reminds you that you have choice and free will and that you shape, attract, and manifest things in your future by the choices and decisions you make. So the tarot gives you advice and asks you a question, but at the end of the day, the power is in your hands always. All right. So remember, calls. This is a step. It reminds you or it guides you to step away from something that emotionally is not good for you, and it is asking what is something that dysregulates you or that brings those low vibrations emotions. All right. Now, let's look more in depth on Saturday. And who answers? It is the Two of Swords. And here we change from cups, that it is the water element, to swords, the air element, and the energy of these Two of Swords. That again is mostly decisions, right? Decisions, not having, usually this card is not having um, all the information needed, right? So, what is the Two of Swords advising you for Saturday, right? And it is saying this is not the time to make decisions, as there may be something perhaps that you wanna get more clarity on, right? So, the Two of Swords right now, it says hold on making any important decision, right? And what are the what do you think is a decision right now that needs holding on to, right? Not making. So we have that the main message is to walk away from anything that emotionally is not making you feel good. And then on Saturday, it is saying, do not agree to anything yet, right? Make sure that you have more clarity, that you feel more ready to choose one thing or another. So do not be pressured to making a decision. And now, what about Sunday? And Sunday, oh, Major Arcana, we got the High Priestess, the beautiful High Priestess, right? The card of intuition and connection to the spirit realm. So, what would the High Priestess advise us for Sunday, right? So, the High Priestess is somebody I always describe her as very introverted, that goes within for answers, that's very spiritual and connects to that higher knowledge, right? So, for Sunday, the High Priestess advises a day that it's more spiritually minded and more I don't want to say passive, but less active in the sense of perhaps not doing so much socially, but spend a day on Sunday or try to find little pockets of time where you can have more of a spiritual connection, either a walk in nature, time for meditation and prayer, connecting to that intuition, right? It's more of a day of rest and reset and connecting to yourself, right? This is what the High Priestess advice for Sunday is. So, overall, this weekend, step away from anything that emotionally doesn't feel fulfilling, that gives you that bad vibe. It's better to retain like a good vibration for you and step away from anything that does not serve you emotionally. Then on Saturday specifically, it's a day not to make any decisions that can have more of an impact. So just hold on making important decisions on Saturday. Wait to have more clarity. Saturday, you could either, if you're still carrying something, a decision that needs to be made or a choice, or you are in a crossroads, Sunday is a perfect day to connect spiritually, to connect with your intuition, to try to get more clarity, also to spend more time resetting. The week is going to start on Monday, so Sunday asks more for that reset. All right, now I do have a little something extra. So I wanted to give you a little message from these cute Oracle messages deck, right? That it is about messages from whispering from the woods, right? Enchanting secrets from the forest. So it's an extra little thing for your weekend. So let's see what the Oracle also brings for you. So let's say, we would like extra message and guidance for our weekend in love and light for our greatest good. All right, so these little cards that come with just an easy little message. Okay, let's put it away and see what we got. Reconnect, right? Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. Reconnect. So this is interesting because this is kind of like the same message that the High Priestess was telling you, that on Sunday it's time to reconnect, connect with yourself, and also you see, get clarity. So this is a perfect last message for your weekend. Step away from what does not serve you emotionally. Do not make any important decisions on Saturday unless you have clarity. Uh, Connect with your intuition, with yourself, time to reset on Sunday, and mostly reconnect spiritually, right? Like this. You get more clarity. I hope you liked your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this message, right? As there may be somebody who benefits from it. And if you want As to look more in depth at your particular situation, remember this is a general reading. So take what resonates, let go of the rest, do not force anything. And if you want us to look more in depth, we can do private tarot session with me that can be done either by video call, phone, or chat, or you can get a pre recorded reading sent directly to your email. All right? Okay, let's put this over here. All right, and this oracle decks aside. And now let's go for the next deck that it was the Blue Fairy. For those of you who picked this beautiful, this is an angel deck, but it is very pretty as well. So, all right, let's a little bit from side to side, and they've been prepared, the sacred space, before I start the video and the decks, but even like this, we like to move their energy a bit and also set that intention. Please give us message for our weekend, main guidance, guidance for Saturday, and guidance for Sunday, in love and light for our greatest good. And so it is. All right. Ooh. We have the main message. One jumped right out. Now, Saturday. All right. And Sunday. Ooh, Sunday more than one. Actually, 3 for Sunday. Right. So we honor all the messages that want to come up. All right. Let's see the main guidance. And we get the Tower, Major Arcana. All right. I always tell you when the Tower, the Death card, the Devil, all of these come out, no fear, right? There are not good or bad tarot cards, right? They all have their lights and their shadows. A lot of people do reversal readings, and a lot of readers do not do reversals. I do not do reversals because I think a card has a lot of information. So depending on the reading and the message and the sensing that I get from it, I always talk about the light of the shadow of it, right? And reversals are sometimes looking at the shadow and those protective messages. So what does the Tower brings as a guidance and advice for our weekend? So again, do not fear that this big distraction is coming. No, the Tower is actually saying, right, is wanting you to examine. It's major arcana, so it's more impactful. It wants you to examine things around you right now, right? And he's telling you, all right, examine things around you and things that either are making you uncomfortable or are not working exactly like you would like, right, at this time. So, and ask yourself, what has brought us to this position? So what is not working or what's not feeling comfortable? What has brought you to this point, and what changes can you make, right, that change the status quo, right? What changes can you make, right, to be more comfortable, to have more grounding right now? So the Tower is not anticipating destruction, but it is asking you to look at something around your life right now, or maybe around the weekend in general, that is not working as it should, or it's making you uncomfortable, and it's saying, all right, it is time to shake things a little bit. So to make some changes, right? So that's what the Tower is advising. What changes can you make around this thing that is not working? All right, and let's see more towards Saturday. And towards Saturday, you get another major arcana, double knock. So the Judgment card It's actually interesting that the judgment card comes for Saturday when we got that tower, right? And judgment is, if you examine something that is not working exactly like you want, right? Or it's making you uncomfortable and it's asking you what changes can you make. Um, on Saturday, the judgment card is specifically telling you to really listen to what more than I'm sorry, the words weren't coming out. It was going in repeat. More than your intuition, it is your guidance from above, right? So you have a spirit team. You could guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guides that are there for you. So connecting with that divine, with the divine spirit and saying, all right, guide me through this, right? And sensing what are the next steps that you need to take because there may be something that needs to change, right? That is not working how you want, that it's making you feel uncomfortable. So it is important to get guidance, and the best guidance you can get is actually from your spirit team, from Great Spirit, the universe, however you want to call it, God, right? And that is done on Saturday. Is asking you try to connect with that, right? What works for you, maybe sometime in the prayer, right? And making sure that that you get some answers on those next steps. I would also recommend journaling, right? If you write on the top, a question, what is making me feel uncomfortable around my life right now, and that I think that deserves or that I should try to make some changes to, right? And just write. And that journaling, that automatic writing, where you just let the intuition and the fluids of intuition go, can bring a lot of more answers and connect you to that higher knowledge, right? Now let's look at a Sunday and let's put them here in order. Who answers our call? So it is the Eight of Pentacles, followed by, oh, look at that, the Eight of Cups. And then we have Temperance adding to it. So these are the supportive cards, but the main guidance comes from the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, Earth element, right, is working towards something, is putting effort towards something that you want to bring to life, right? So here, interestingly, is making you, the Tower is making you reflect on something. On Saturday is saying connect, right, to try to make the right decisions. And Sunday follows this by saying Sunday is the day of action. Is the day where you put these insights that you have got and you take steps, right? You put your effort towards what you realize are the things that you can do towards creating an important change, right? And the Eight of Cups, just like we got before, is telling you some of these steps may require for you to let go and for you to walk away from something that feels important. But remember, your peace is crucial at this time. And Temperance is telling you, because of this card of the Eight of Cups, remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to be patient with the process, to practice a lot of self-compassion, right? Understand that life has its ebbs and flows, and sometimes we need to walk away from things. We need to create some changes because something is not working, right? And Temperance, because it's this beautiful angel, and this is an angel tarot deck, but even in regular tarot, Temperance is usually an angel, is reminding you that you are protected. It's a major arcana that reminds you that you are protected from above. So let's put it all together, right? The tower is asking you to examine, and this weekend is a good time to examine something that is not working, that's making you feel uncomfortable in your life, and that requires some changes or some even transformation, right? On Saturday is the perfect day to actually get more spiritual guidance on the next steps to take, right? And what course of action would be best. So, journaling, prayer, anything that connects with that higher self and inner knowing, right? And on Sunday is actually the day to take action towards these things. And it is put your effort to it. Because in reality, you are creating the future and the life you want by making these important decisions and changes. You may need to walk away from things that are important, but that's part of the process. Practice a lot of self compassion, of loving words to yourself, right? As you make important changes. Now, let's get guidance from the oracle. So, please give us guidance towards this reading, an extra message in love, light, and for our highest good. So, what is the message that the oracle adds? Trust, right? The robin trusts her wings, but not the branch she sits on. Yes, so trust. And this is perfect following up the temperance card on Sunday. Trust that you are being guided. Trust that you have a spirit allies taking care of you. Trust in yourself. Trust in your own abilities, right? That's the robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. So trust your own abilities as well, and trust that you have these spirit allies taking care of you. All right. I hope you liked your reading. Again, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, right? Or share this message. There may be somebody who really needs to hear this. It's a general message for the collective, even if we do it interactively, right? Where you choose the deck, take what resonates. And if you want us to look more in depth at what you're going through, reach out, ask me more about how my private sessions can accompany you and help you through what you're going through, or what's in your heart or you're struggling with. They are perfect sessions for life transitions to get clarity as you go through changes. So, and I do not mind if you reach out and we can talk more about how my sessions can help you. Or you can also get a pre-recorded reading that I do either on video or audio and send it directly to your email. All right, let's go with the last fairy, that purple one. For those of you who chose that one, and all right. And here we have this purple fairy. Okay. This is a very uplifting cat deck. It's very cute. So you'll see. All right, let's set the intention. Tell the cards what it is that we want right now. We would like guidance for our weekend. The main message, guidance for Saturday and guidance for Sunday in love and light for our highest good. All right, we've got more than one card and three. Interesting. All right, we have the main message. Now let's go for Saturday. Become jumpy. And Sunday. Ooh, settle, settle. One, two, more than one, actually, three. So 4. All right, let's put them like this. Interesting. I don't know if you can see it. So let me just move because we got a lot of messages coming out, and I try to honor all cards when they fall. All right, let's start with the main message. All right, and who answers our call? And it is the Five of Wands, supported by the Two of Swords and the Five of Swords. Interesting. All right, let's begin with the Five of Wands, right? All right, what is the Five of Swords advising for our weekend, right? And it says, all right, the energies here are letting you know that there are two fives, all right? So there is the possibility of arguments, discussions, and things that can shake you, right? So the Five of Wands tells you, all right, whenever you see now that, you see that there may be a conversation that it's getting a little escalated, that it's making you think, an argument is coming, right? Make sure you choose your arguments or your fights wisely this weekend, all right? Um, because there are some things that are worth for us to stand up for, right? And to put boundaries against, and that may cause some arguments. But then there are other petty things that are not worth for us to waste our energy on. So the Five of Wands is it's wands, it's that intention, is pretty much saying choose your battles wisely, choose your arguments or the conversations that you engage in a way that is wisely. Do not throw away your energy into arguments, discussions that do not matter, right? And the Two of Swords is really bringing a message of choice, right? So, what the Two of Swords would recommend you is any places that you are this weekend, right? And again, it's that pausing. Pause always before you respond, just even if it's a short pause. Take a deep breath and make that choice. Is this an argument or a discussion or a conversation that I want to engage in, right? Is this worth for my well-being, mostly say, right? And the Five of Swords reminds you that yes, there will be some discussions or arguments that are important and are important for you to set those boundaries and say this is a no for me, or or say where you stand in. But again, not all of them. So very important to pause before engaging in certain conversations that can go into an argument. Pause, make that difficult choice of, do I really want to engage in this? And know that there are some things or some conversations where you need to take a stand and set some important boundaries. Now let's look at Saturday. And who answers? Another five, the Five of Pentacles. All right, when we have a lot of major arcanas or even a lot of the same suit or the same number, is important to take an extra look at here. And you got, out of four cards, three fives already, right? Five in numerology is the number of change. So as I said, I give an energy forecast, but you decide the future. But the energy forecast, that it's not a prediction, but it's just like the energy forecast around, could say changes some changes are happening in this weekend. So some instability, right? So that's why it's asking you to make wise choices, careful what battles you participate in, and stand up only for those things that are important. The Five of Pentacles on Saturday is saying that anything that's because we are adding all of this together, remember, anything that is lost because you stand up or you set a boundary for yourself is not lost at all, right? So there are some people who may get upset, some you may feel that you don't belong somewhere, but just because you set boundaries. But at the end of the day, you need to be true to yourself, to what's important. Anybody who cares for you and cares about the relationship that you have with them, be it an intimate relationship or a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family relationship, will understand that you have boundaries. You have the right of boundaries and to stand up for what you feel is right. So on Saturday, be kind to yourself, and as you speak up on things, know that feeling that you lose somebody or you lose a relationship, if somebody walks away, is not a loss at all. And do not be afraid of losing other people just because you stand up for what is right for you, right? So this card is telling you, do not be afraid to be yourself, talk your truth, stand up for yourself. You can do it with kindness, with gentleness, right? And still be true to yourself. All right. Saturday, I would also recommend extra self care for yourself, right? Even if you haven't seen these arguments yet on Saturday or things, just give yourself extra kindness, extra self care, right? Important. Now, let's put this in order. As Sunday, we got 4 cards. So let's see who answers our call. And it is the Spirit of the Ace of Cups. That's a very positive card. And then who supports it? And we have the Ten of Cups. Look what beautiful cards. And then we have the King of Wands and the Seven of Cups. These are very positive cards. So let's move this so we can look at them all at once. All right. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. All right. So what is the guidance for Sunday, right? Sunday, it seems like the energy on Sunday is shifting already from Saturday. Sunday is about looking out for those blessings, opportunities, and people that are important for you. There is that feeling or that new energy coming in that is telling you it's all about feeling good and being surrounded by love. So important on Sunday. The energy on Sunday says reach out to those people that love you, that you love, right? Spending time with people that care for you. If you happen to, when I say this, the first people that come to mind are far away from where you are physically, maybe Sunday is a good day to reach out, to send a message, do a video call, just let them know that you're thinking about them and that you care for them and reconnect, right? Sunday also tells you that it's the, taking charge of your life and the week that's coming. So make sure that you empower yourself, keeping with this message of assertiveness, of standing up for who you are. So take Sunday to build yourself up and feel more empowered for your week, right? Remember, you always have options. You have many blessings around you, right? So do not focus on what is lost or those people that do not appreciate you or excuse me, or those things that are not working, right? In reality, nothing is ever lost, right? There are things that are not our vibrational match and that they are not meant for us. Just like that old saying, there are people that enter our lives for a season, for a reason, or for life sometimes. So the same with people, situations, work, right? You will know that as you advance in your life or that as your soul evolves, there are seasons where you vibrate one way and attracts one things, others when things need to leave your life. And every time something leaves your life, something else enters, right? So, Sunday, focus on those people that are around you that love you. Think of when I tell you who is always supportive or who's there for you, who shows you that they care. These are your people for Sunday. And what can you tell yourself on Sunday? What helps you feel more empowered so you can go into your week like this King of Wands? Look at your blessings. If you feel on Sunday that your vibration starts falling, that you start feeling sad or tired or anything, remember everything that's going well in your life. Remember your blessings. Remember your gifts. All right? So, quick recap. Main message for this weekend: choose your battles wisely. All right? Pause before engaging in certain conversations, right? Pause and ask yourself, is this worth it? Right? There will be some things that are worth it, some conversations, arguments that are worth it, and you need to set boundaries for. On Saturday, remember that if there are arguments or there are moments when you're feeling down because you think by standing up for myself, I may lose somebody or something, do not dwell on that because nothing is ever lost. There are some things that need to leave your life for better ones to come in or for ones that match your vibration. And Saturday, no matter what, even if things are peaceful around you, remember to practice a lot of self care. Saturday is a good day to charge your energy and practice self care. Sunday seems like the energy is shifting and it's telling you to reach out and connect with people that truly care for you. Talk to yourself in ways that are empowering or do things that will make you feel more empowered and taking more charge for the beginning of the week. And the Seven of Cups reminds you to think a lot about the things that are going well, the blessings that you have in your life. All right. And now let's take one message from the Oracle. Please add some guidance for this reading in love and light for our highest good. All right. And what card did we get? Uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. All right. Perfect message for this. So if at any moment you are feeling uncertain, you're feeling that you don't have all the clarity this weekend, don't worry. There may be a feeling of uncertainty, but it will pass. This is what this card is saying. Even if you feel there is uncertainty, this will pass, right? So mostly I would say this goes towards a card that we got on Saturday. And the general feel this weekend that there may be some conversations that need to be had with you set boundaries, but others and other people and other conversations or other situations that you need to make a choice not to engage in. Sunday, everything is changing. If at any moment you feel uncertain, know this shall pass as well. All right, I hope you liked your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share, or comment below which one of the three fairies you pick or decks. And remember, these are general collective messages. Take what resonates. Sometimes the entire fairy you chose, entire message resonates. Sometimes it's a little thing. Take what resonates with you. Some other times I had people tell me, well, I resonate with a little bit out of like the three messages, the three decks. Take what resonates. Your soul knows the way. So when something is right for you, your soul knows the way. If it's not right for you, automatically you will have that feeling of reject. So take what resonates, because at the end of the day, this is your path. And reach out if you want a private session with me. We can do it online by phone, video call, or chat. And that is 15 minutes quick check-in, a 30-minute sweet spot, or the in-depth 1 hour. Or you also have pre-recorded readings that can be purchased through my website and my storefront, sent directly to your email. All right? And subscribe, get those notifications so you don't miss any video that we have during the week, as well as the daily shorts and daily advice. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. Be gentle with yourself, and brightest blessings your way.